or Amelia, if you want to go ahead with questions.
All right, we'll go ahead and start with Robin.
Hey, Fred, obviously you guys had it fairly competitive, through, I guess, until the 7-minute mark of the second half. Did you sense that maybe the schedule and the grinds and with the well-documented travel you guys have had to go through finally caught up with them down the stretch there?
I think it is affecting us, Robin. It was still a 2-point game under 6 to go. I think 5 and change. It was still a 2-point game, and then we just completely fell apart on both ends. And when you miss layups and you miss free throws, and they go down and they convert, in those same type of shots, it is a little bit deflating. And then, to answer your question, there is a sense of fatigue with our guys right now. We're trying to do everything we can. Most of them will go back and sit in the cold tub tonight. That's what they did. After Penn State is as soon as we got to the hotel in Maryland, they all got in the cold tub and in the ice tub, and it's just trying to get them moving in stretch sessions right now to try to fight through this crazy stretch that we're on. But I thought our guys battled. I thought they played hard. I didn't think it was an effort thing tonight. We just really struggled to get anything going. I thought we stood around too much, especially when things got tough. When you move like we have been. We've been pretty darn good. The Illinois and Penn State game, for the majority of it, were as good as we've been. But, these last, 7-8 minutes of games right now, I think we're wearing down, and I do think a lot of it is fatigue.
All right, next, Chris Bessnett.
Hey, Fred, do you have any update on Derek's situation with him not playing in the second half, and also wanted to ask the decision to maybe play a little bit smaller lineup those last 7-8 minutes too?
Yeah, nothing too much, Chris. With Derek, he wasn't feeling well. He wasn't feeling right, so we made the decision to hold him out, and we'll evaluate him again tomorrow. But we're just in a position right now. We're not going to take any chances, especially with the schedule that we're on and what we've had. As far as playing small. This is a team that played small, and I just wanted to get our most skilled guys on the floor to try to get something going. And, as I said, we got some really good looks, but then we had some possessions where we just, stood around too much and didn't have anything going. And, Teddy took the quick one. I thought, the game was still in reach, and they go down and convert off it. We've been better, I think, with shot selection, and that's why our transition defense has been better. But, the other big factor, we turned them over 17 times and scored 4 points off their turnovers. We were getting steals, and the ball would just fumble out of our hand when we had numbers, and we failed to convert on those. So activity level I thought was good. We just really struggled to convert once we did get the turnover.
Sam McEwen.
Hey, Coach, 2 other stats that jumped out at me. 12 missed layups. I wonder how much of that was them and how much of that was you guys just missing. And then they only got 8 second chance points, but their offensive rebounds came in at key points. There was one in the first half where you guys could have gone up 8, and they tut it to 2, and then there was one where they were up 3 and they went to 5 late in the second. Could you talk about just those 2 things, the missed layups and then those second chance points when they got them?
Well, in the missed I will have to go back and watch them, but I thought a lot of them was just, we missed them right there at the rim. A couple of them uncontested, Sam, and that's deflating when you miss those. And then I think we were only 50%. At the free throw line, we go 6 for 12, and those you got to convert those, man. When your margin for error is so thin, you have to find a way to make your layups and make at least 70% of your free throws, which we have not done this year. But that was, if you can get those, obviously at the rim, that's what you're looking for. It's the highest effective field goal percentage shot on the floor, and we just we really struggle to convert them. What was your other question, Sam? Sorry.
The offensive rebounds.
Oh yeah, the rebounds.
When they got their second chance.
Yeah, they were huge. They only got 6 of them, but it seemed like they hit threes. I think on 3 of those shots, or 2 of them at least, and they were at critical times. But as small as we played, to only allow 6, that's a big factor. We just missed so many shots on the other end. That's why. They out-rebounded us by so much.
Thank you.
Back to Robin.
Fred, you mentioned fatigue kind of starting to set in. Now you got to turn around in 22 hours, play these guys again. I guess what goes into preparing for a Big Ten opponent and back-to-back games? It's obviously pretty rare. What's your guys' plan for the next few hours here?
Yeah, it's especially rare when you've gone through what we have. You know, I'm not sure there's ever been anything like this, to play this amount of games in a short amount of time, you know, after coming off, you know, the break. And I know we've talked a lot about that. Don't need to harp on it anymore. But, you know, it is something we got to find a way to not let this linger. And if you let that go into tomorrow's game, you know, it can get ugly pretty quick. You know, when you play the back-to-backs, you know, it's all about rebounding, finding a way to get yourself back. You know, the concentration level. We'll watch an edit on, you know, things tomorrow, make some adjustments, and then hopefully go out and play well and knock down shots. But you know, it is, our guys are they're completely exhausted right now, and you know, we got to find a way to muster up the energy, put this one behind us, and give everything we got. And then we get 48 hours off, which is going to seem like a month for our team heading into the Purdue game. And then I think we get 2 days off after that one before we finish off with, you know, every other day again, all the way up through the Big Ten tournament. So just got to find a way, Robin, tomorrow to come out and play with great energy, find a way to convert when we have opportunities, and give everything we got, leave it all out there.
All right, back to Sam.
You want Delano to keep staying aggressive on those three-pointers when he's open? I know he hasn't had the easiest year shooting, but you want him to keep shooting those?
Well, it was good to see him. I mean, he knocked down his first two, and, you know, we worked on it this morning at the shoot-around after we got done, was just really working on that shooting pocket. And I thought he did a good job getting to that early. One of those was a desperation three at the end of the clock. I think he was 2 for 5, if I'm not mistaken, overall. So, you know, really 2 for 4 with the desperation shot. And, you know, I thought when his feet are set, yes, to answer your question, Sam, we do want him to shoot those. And, you know, a lot of it's the experience of getting those looks. And when his feet are set, the ones we don't want are the ones obviously off the dribble or when he's contested. But, yeah, when his feet are set, we're comfortable with Delano shooting those.
Thanks.
All right. Last question for Coach Jacob Dia.
It seems like there's a little bit more stagnation, particularly in the second half, than we've seen in the last couple of games. How much of that was, do you think, maybe some of the finishing problems kind of wearing on guys? How much of it was Maryland defense? How much of it was scheme? What do you think kind of went into some of that stagnation?
Well, they're a phenomenal defensive team. You know, give them credit, you know, for that, for going out there and making life tough on that end of the floor. And you know, I really did think as things got more difficult for us, instead of cutting harder and moving more, we got more stagnant, and that can't happen. And again, we're going to go back and watch and edit on it in the morning when we get the guys up for breakfast, get their treatments, and watch and edit. You know, we've been doing a lot of that and just really trying to teach through film. And, you know, that's where we are right now with the schedule. So, you know, it's all about going back and finding corrections and adjustments, you know, hopefully going out there and executing on the floor, you know, for those 40 minutes. But, yeah, I agree with you, Jacob. You know, as the game got more difficult, I thought we got more stagnant as opposed to continuing to cut hard with pace. And that's where we've had success lately, and that's where we've had our good possessions is when we get our movement. You know, I think you go from 19 assists in about 30 minutes the other night, you know, to under 10 tonight. So that shows our movement wasn't where it needed to be.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.